first thing in the master's book today we're going to explore is age. Growing up, becoming a teenager, being so eager to become an adult. They get to adulthood and it's like, I don't like it here. Welcome back to Game of Life. My name is Rosemary Willie, and of course, I have with me in the studio Mr. Devang Shukla. How are you?
I'm good.
You've been good since the last episode.
Yes.
Today is quite interesting because we're using a theme. It's called Times and Seasons. But before I get into that, I have a quote that leads us into, not a quote, but something that leads us into, today's journey. So when a child is born into this world, they're excited, they're dependent on everybody else, they see the beauty in everything, colors, and then when they get to their teenage age, they're eager to grow up. Mm-hmm. But then when you become an adult, you soon realize that it's not easy. I should have stayed, enjoying my teenage age. So I want us to keep that in mind while we explore, today's subject. The first thing in the master's book today we're going to explore is age.
Okay.
And with what I said earlier, we introduced a child growing up, becoming a teenager, being so eager to become an adult. They get to adulthood and it's like, I don't like it here. So do you have anything to say about that? Why are people's journey like that? Why are we so impatient? I particularly couldn't wait to grow up, and now I want to go back.
I would say it is pretty natural. It happens with everyone. Some part of it would be for parenting. Some part would be for education. We have in education various subjects, but we don't have how to think, how to live in present. Exactly our purpose of game of life, how to deal in the game of life. Does it happen with a child that really he's thinking to become big? What he's trying to emulate? So this is exactly what should be there in the society from parenting perspective, school perspective, which we are also trying to address in some way. So it's natural, but it also, we have to see the other part of it, that somewhere it is lack of guidance. So whether it is a child, whether it is at youth, middle age or old age, there is no guidance how to play the game of life. And this is where our master, Shri Guru Vishwa Sphoorthi, throws the light. And we can use Sphoorthi Synopsis as a manual for life. Does it address to your question?
It does, but using the book, so a teenager thinks differently from an adult and also from a child. So for like a teenager who's saying, oh, I can't wait to be an adult, I'm tired of rules, I'm tired of, how's that embedded in them to say, okay, be patient, life is in stages.
So we will delve into some of the quotes relating to age. But for a child who likes to explore and take risk, I would actually tell him to take risk and explore, not to have patience.
Let's not go ahead of ourselves. So let's dive right into the master's book. The first thing we'll be talking about today is age. So I'll read as always, and Mr. Devang here will be kind enough to dive, deep. Welcome to the fulcrum in advanced age, but receive the risk and proceed for success in the teenage. Age is the stage of life, guarded accordingly with good image.
So what he says is that when we gain maturity, let's say we are in middle age, we are in advanced age, we learn because there is a learning over a period of time. And then some of the principles, some of the values we uphold, that we should have stuck to our values and continued the journey or the game of life. So he says by fulcrum, it means a turning point, a pivot. So what he is saying is that when there is a turning point, and in advanced stage generally people try to be comfortable. You know what has happened so far, let it go this way. It is smooth. I don't have to take the risk. I don't have to take the care of the variables. What he is saying is be open about these turning points. Welcome them. You never know where these turning points can take you, even in advanced stage. And Master Shri Guru Vishwa Sphoorthi uses the word but very less. I don't know whether you have noticed. But he says, so we are looking at a contrasting phase. From advanced stage, now we are looking at teenage. So he says, but prepare for the risk, right?
Receive the risk.
Receive the risk and
proceed to success
proceed
in
to
the
success.
teenage.
Yes. So what he is saying is, imagine like yourself, there are stairs near this place, and I tell you to jump 2 stairs. You will be able to do it. But imagine I tell a person with middle age to jump 2 steps. He will be able to do it. But we go further in age, 60, 60 plus, 70 plus. If they are successful, it's good. But if there is a shock, if there is because at old age the bones are brittle, the brittleness of the bone can cause a fracture. But imagine my baby, I will not tell him to jump. He will jump on his own, even if you don't tell him. Instead of 2 steps, he will try to jump 4 steps also. So what he is saying is receive the risk, because this is the time to explore. And how you started out the discussion also, like I would tell my child to keep it. Tell him to explore. Tell him to take risks. Of course, we have to keep a watch that risk does not go out of proportion. We have achieved as a society in our life because we took various options. We used innovation. Otherwise, we would have been in Stone Age only. So there is a lot of value of trying out new things. And the best time to try out new things is the teenage, the young age. Because if you fail, you can still recover.
So I see how this would work when you're looking at success, when you're looking at, oh, I have this huge dream or this huge plan. It makes sense to say, oh, try it out. If you fail, you're going to learn. But let's come to the little things, telling a teenager now, listening to you saying, explore, try new things. How do they gauge it? Because I explored as a child and I broke my hand a couple of times because I was just out there doing the most. How does a teenager say, how do they gauge that? And for the parents too, how do you know, to say, okay, my child, you can try out plan A. Oh no, try. How does a child know what to be interested in without like an outer influence that might be positive or negative? I think I've asked like 3 questions.
I think this is where good parenting will come into picture. So first is the child has to try out many things, because we don't know what the child is capable of. The child also is in an exploration stage. So we have to guide him. Maybe he likes music. He has a unique mindset which likes, let's say, physics and history. Now, if he wants to take a career ahead, how would he marry those choices? Or how would those marriage of choices will make his ultimate destiny of exploring and achieving in his life? So this is where we have to guide him. But on the other hand, we have to encourage by asking questions to him. That, okay, I think it's a good choice, but why you would like to do? Sometimes what happens in child age and young age, we try to impersonate people. There are heroes in the movies or there are players, but that's
why I broke my hand. I was trying to be Samurai Jack.
Okay. So that's where we have to say, okay, how this person has come to this level. If a Messi has come to this level, what is the kind of training what is the food, what is the kind of protein and minerals content he has taken. Would you be able to take that discipline? And let us explore what you are good at. So exploration is very important. Another part is, we have seen in our previous quotations also, frustration comes. Be ready for frustration. So young age is the age where you can bear frustrations. But imagine you have invested all your money of 40 years of work, 50 years of work, you have invested somewhere, and then you lose. That kind of frustration you will not be able to bear so easily.
Okay. So for parents out there, I think they owe me money now because so basically you're saying that when a child is at that stage where, you know, they're learning and unlearning things, a way to help them is to give them the full picture, right? Tell them this is what you get when you pursue this path. These are the disciplines, with it, like you expose them to what it means practically.
So imagine a child has seen an Olympics game and he saw a swimmer like, let's say, Max Biondi, and he is winning and he wants to swim. So we have to expose him to different levels of water. We have to expose him to bubbling. And sometimes, for maybe a short time, you have to expose him to deeper waters also. But deeper water exploration is not to entrench him into a fear mindset that no, now I can't swim because the water enters. So that is the time where the parents need to keep patience and not the child. You need to push him. You need to let him explore, and then you will see the outcome, how it changes.
So give it an open mind with patience through the journey. It goes both ways, right?
Yes.
Parents, the child.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so it says age is the stage of life.
Of course, that is the... Because what age, like you say, he's a child. You will say, okay, he's a 5-year-old child. He's a 10-year-old child. Age is the stage of life. Which stage you are, we can know by the number. And then he says, gauge it with good image. So what it implies is, like you see your mirror. You see, okay, yourself, how beautiful you are looking, or what is your state. So similarly, we can see our stage through age. And if you want to measure your performance, the measurement can be done with good image.
So how does that play out in real life? Because we've heard this quote, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. So can we really say somebody is 20 and they're wise beyond, or somebody, do you understand? Because I've seen people who are, say, not as advanced, but they're very wise, in their state of thinking, their state of mind. So is that really...
Okay, see, when you ask me, our purpose and all our contribution is to bring in practicality. Like imagine a person is earning, let's imagine he's earning at the rate of 100% jump every year. He's doing very well. But his ethical part is not okay. What will happen to the image part? And what will happen to his destiny finally? So we have seen many people are like big stars in stock markets. Some people I have heard when they come, stock markets is like shivering. Some people when they come, economies are shivering. But finally they became broke and found their destination in jail. Now when you see these contrasting things, you see that at every stage, there was a possibility of introspection. There was a possibility of measurement. How I am doing and how I am perceived. It has not to do with the level of bank balance. It has to do with the behavior and relationship we have in the society, the behavior and relationship we have with our close friends and colleagues. So at every stage we have to introspect, we have to check, self-review. How am I doing? Am I trying to give a good experience to the people associated with me? Then you are on the right track. So this is where he's saying that gauge it with good image at every stage. Now imagine there is a boy who plays very well, but the parenting part, the parent said, okay, your behavior also should be very well. You should also be a team player and not a standout person. So are you able to mingle with people, socializing skills, all this will come into picture. So this is where the game of life and the quotes by Shri Guruji or our master will help.
So what I hear is the practice of self-review.
Very nice.
Self-review, introspect, be patient. And when you do the self-review, make sure that you gauge it with good image. Good. So that is how you've unlocked the secret of age. So the secret of age, wherever you find yourself, is introspect, self-review, always look around to say, what do I look like to society? What am I portraying? You know, how do I treat the people around me? How do people feel when I interact with them and when I leave their presence? So guys, that is the secret to age. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share. Thank you.